So we have some work to do on the Legacy today. We've got the old exhaust right here with some catalytic converters on it because I'm not going to pass emissions without catalytic converters. So we'll have to throw that thing on. It's just something we got to deal with. We've got some trim we can put on. We got a bunch at a junkyard that was actually really clean looking off a sedan. As you can just see, this stuff is all pitted. That's all silvery and been scraped off, and it's not very good. And then this piece is just straight missing. I don't know when it went missing. Probably on the highway at some point, I just didn't notice. Underneath the car is where we really have most of our stuff to do. We are finally going to get these blue brakes on, these GC8 4-pots in the front, and we're gonna do some bushing work. We've got a box right here with some stuff in it. We're gonna get into that later. And then we've got some other parts I've got to order. So first up on the list today, probably gonna do trim and get that exhaust on. Also, I have an access port. I've had it for like 3 years. It's been broken for 2 of them. Here's a picture of the screen. I put it in my backpack when I went to school so it wouldn't get stolen out of my car. And it got dropped on and the screen's broken. So we gotta send that into Cobb to get fixed. So we'll send that package today and hopefully we'll have an access port back. Alright, so we ended up just getting the car up on 4 different jack stands, so it's completely off the ground. It'll make getting the exhaust off since I got to do the full system turbo all the way to tail. Now I'm going to start with this axle nut because these front axles have blown out. I'm going to try it without any people on the brakes. That's not going to work, so let's get someone on the brakes. Yes! That's one. Alright, I'm done with asking. Now it's called leverage. Yes. We got the caliper right there. There's a new one right there. Rotor. And
there's a new one right there.
Got that axle out. So this whole side is just pretty much disassembled right now.
Any OGs?
The twin tip, the exhaust is back on underneath. This trim is looking real nice now. We're a little behind on what we were doing. We got the caliper off, but we don't have the dust shield off, and we didn't get the axle out or anything. Yeah. Up here in the engine bay, intercooler sitting right there.
Seems like we forgot to connect the dog bone.
Yeah, that was just completely hanging loose.
Found some bolts thanks to Subaru Recyclers.
Radiator hose.
I just cut it back a little bit.
So now we're not as close to the alternator belt. You can see the old downpipe is on. The flow is garbage on that thing, but it'll pass emissions. That's what we're calling it tonight.
Right.
Oh, look at this.
Look who showed up. Oh my god, it's
Mr. Concussion.
Mr. Miyagi.
Hi, that's me. I am Mr. Concussion.
It's Mr. Chick-fil-A himself.
My pleasure.
Nice. All right, so we pulled out one CV axle, the driver front. The passenger front, however, wasn't so cooperative.
Dude, I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Come on.
But I definitely think I'm gonna benefit from some new axles now. Brake dust cover off. So all we need to get now is some rotors and some axles. Drop a GC8. Picture the GC8 right here. But hey, look what else came in.
Oh, speaking of, we got our white line anti-lift kits, pretty much, or control arm bushings.
Control arm bushings.
Yeah, but
what's up, guys? For this video, surprisingly, we actually have a sponsor. So MaXpeedingRods decided to reach out, and they sent me some end links. Take a look at those.
pretty good quality, I will say.
Yeah, not bad. The machine's great. The bushings feel all right. I mean, if you want to go buy them, they're 90 bucks, and we're going to put them on the Legacy and see how they do. So
well, if you guys want an alternative to
white line
or anything like that,
else.
Definitely get these, because these pass the tow gate check.
And although they did send them to me for free, we're going to try and do a fully non-biased review. We're going to put them on the car. We're going to see how they do. We're going to test them on some mountain roads like this.
We're on Arashi here.
And we'll let you know how they do. So, we got a little BMW here, unrelated. So let's get working on that car. Hey guys, so we got the two end links right here. MaXpeedingRods right here, if you couldn't tell. The old Subaru rubber ones.
Look at how shiny that is
Now
too.
plastic.
That's some nice CNC aluminum.
I am going to be using or reusing
What?
the Subaru OEM bolts because I trust OEM more than aftermarket, even if it's just bolts and they're still good. So we're gonna throw this puppy on.
Make sure you get them in the right way. Look at that, fits perfectly
Wow,
in
that is
there.
actually really good fitment. There we go.
All right, so that's one guy in.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that, right in.
Easy.
Look at those.
If you drive an old car like this, you might as well replace your bushings.
Yeah.
If you've got the money.
Oh yeah,
You
replace
will not regret it.
replace your bushings. It'll make your car feel like a brand new car, pretty much.
Yesterday we got those on, and today we get our white lines on right here. So this side is pretty much done other than doing the brakes, the axles, and, well, I guess the rotors, but that's also part of the brakes. So I guess I'm going to go over to the other side, see if I can get my MaXpeedingRod end links in and my white line lower control arm bushings in. Managed to get this side all bolted up fairly easily. Both our bushings are in. This is all really dirty. I might grab the wire brush and clean this up a little bit. Just got the wheel off over here, and I'm gonna break both these nuts loose. All right, so I got the rear sway bar end links on. I reused the OEM bolts down here on the lower section, but I was unable to get them out of the old one on the top section. So I ended up using some of the provided bolts, and I realized another reason why I don't really use provided bolts is they're 14s on both sides on the Subaru, on top and bottom. But here, this one was a 5/8 on the front and a 17 on the back. So it's just a weird mismatch of sizes and stuff. I did get them on. I did get it tight because I had the right tools for it.
There was no fluid in here before.
This is all my
So,
brake fluid.
That's how burned his .3 was. We're putting nice .4 in it.
Yes.
So,
Bleeding the system right now.
it'll be clean.
Let's take a look-see over here real quick. Oh, baby.
Look at those.
Look at them 4 pots.
This thing actually looks like a proper car now. Give her a step on. Thank you for not spraying my hand. We already did this once through. We're just going back over, making sure all the fluid looks clear and confirming there are no air bubbles. Step on. Okay.
First start. Haven't
This is
started it
gonna
yet
be
for sure,
impressive.
bro. Totally didn't forget to film it.
Ooh.
Think that'll pass emissions? I usually can just give it the sniff test.
It's a little rough.
There we go.
All right, just finished up. Air pressure's a little low, but look at it. This thing's pretty.
I think the load's that.
We finally have this thing up on a lift.
It's so much easier to work
Yeah.
like this. We just replaced this axle side seal because it was leaking, and we're tightening down our white line bushings here. I tried to pass emissions today, but I couldn't because of my alignment. So also this tire, they said was too bald, which that's understandable for sure. So we're gonna put these, I think they're Firestone Firehawks. Yeah, put those puppies on. Exhaust. Oh, let's look at my RTV job. This RTV is working it like a charm, bro. The Di-Reses are rotated. Look at that reflection. We're back checking the alignment after we put the new wheels and rotated the tires. So we are going to get this puppy aligned, and then we're gonna go give these MaXpeedingRod end links a little test
Oh yeah, this thing's
through
gonna
some
feel,
corners.
This thing's gonna feel nice, very nice.
So that about does it with the conclusion of the driving test. So everything that we actually changed with the suspension was the MaXpeedingRods end links on front and rear, the lower control arm bushings in the front that were white line, and the Subaru 4-pot GC8 brakes with rotors and a .4 brake flush. Also an alignment courtesy of David. Thank you so much, David. So my final conclusion, the whole front end, everything seems super solid. My rear end sway bar, I've had a white line adjustable in there for about 2 years now, and it feels like I'm just now actually getting the benefit of that. The rear end is a lot tighter. It will induce oversteer a bit easier, but I think that's a combination of my old, almost balding tires and also just having it super stiff back there and kind of my driving style in a way. But overall, super solid. I will rate the MaXpeedingRod end links a 8 out of 10. The only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because of those included bolts. The sizes were all weird, and it was a little difficult to install that way. But fitment itself was super easy. They look great. And I think only time will tell just how good they actually are. So I'll keep you guys updated on how well they do. But my current review is an 8 out of 10 for them. The white line lower control arm bushings, they're just, I mean, they're much better than the old ones. So really anything is going to replace those. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to have a lot of new updates soon now that this puppy is running. I've got the daily. We've got some videos in the works. So stay tuned for that. And let me know if you want to see anything specifically. I know that you want What Makes It So Great. I've seen the comments. Trust me, I'm working on a couple different What Makes It So Great videos. They just take a lot of time and a lot of energy. So just thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Purple haze, purple haze, riding through the ranch in the days, rolling up a branch in the A, until he can't feel a thing, buck on the dash and the fuck out of sight, stuck in the past but he can't complain, he living life in the left lane, 2 a.m. on a toll gate road, hitting that apex, he out there alone, no sign of him going home, living that life that is